Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and happy Wednesday. Yesterday being a holiday, a local holiday here in my state, I decided to watch a couple of movies, and one of them is the first movie that I'm reviewing for that came out in the year 2020. Finally, it's mid-April, but yeah, what can you do? I haven't been to the theaters in a few months, so I haven't seen any movies in Jan or Feb. So therefore, 2020 first movie right now. Anyhow, it's called Underwater, and it's set basically under the water. It's a space station, a drilling station that's in the Mariana Trench. Now, initially, I wasn't sure if I would actually watch the movie because I heard a lot of negative reviews about it. In fact, I don't think the movie basically did flop at the box office. However, most of the negative comments are regarding the lead actress, and it's Kristen Stewart, so I guess you can understand why there's a lot of negative reaction towards this movie. Now, I must say that I am not the biggest fan of Kristen Stewart. In fact, I think I've only liked her in a couple of movies. One is Into the Wild, and the other would be The Runaways. But she does have this kind of expression about her on her face throughout, even including this movie. Throughout the movie, she's got this odd expression. I don't know, and I think it's a little too. It's still too early to actually distance her from the Twilight movies, and the Twilight movies aren't something that I would want to watch. I think I managed about half an hour of the first movie and I was done, and I have no interest in watching the rest. But yeah, so I do get the negative backlash against her acting, but I'm not going to let that stop me from watching a movie. So, like I said, 2020 movie, science fiction, action oriented movie, but mainly it's science fiction. Directed by William Eubanks and written by Brian Duffield and Adam Kozar. This is for a 20th Century Fox movie, which actually was shot in 2017. However, because of the takeover by Disney, the movie was pushed back. So you got Kristen Stewart, Vincent Cassel, Jessica Henwick, John Gallagher Jr., Mamadou Ati, never seen this guy before, and T.J. Miller. T.J. Miller, if you are, for me, I know him from the Deadpool movies, but and he kind of plays a very similar comedic role effect in this movie. And going into the movie, I was sure that he was going to die. In fact, I think he is the second person to be killed off. Now, movies like this tend to be compared with the classic granddaddy of them all, not underwater, but space movie with an alien, and of course that's Alien. And you get the feeling of that confinement because definitely it's underwater, so they are restricted as to where they can run off to. They need the suits that can protect them from the tremendous pressure that they would be under. You have problems with equipment and oxygen tanks getting depleted and all that stuff. So it kind of lends to that similar element of the Alien franchise, especially the first one. There is another movie that reminds me similarly of underwater terror creature kind of thing, and I believe it's called. It's such a long time ago that I watched this movie. I need to hunt and find if I can actually get it. Leviathan, that's the movie's name, starring Paul Weller, if I'm not mistaken. And it's got the same feeling in this particular movie. So I was really surprised when I saw the synopsis of this movie and wondering, this has been done before. It's very similar to this. Is it going to look too much like Alien? Those kind of questions, and too much like Leviathan. Yeah, kind of in a way. So the Kepler 822 is a drilling station deep in the ocean. It's operated by a company called the Tian Industries, and it's at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. The beginning of the movie shows this huge destruction of the station because of an earthquake, and they shot that really well. You get the idea of the panic that people are going to have if you're definitely underwater and your station is basically crumbling in front of your eyes. You need to first dodge off all the falling debris. You need to be careful that you're not swept up by the water, and you need to make sure that you can reach the next point and then close the hatch so that your where you are isn't submerged underwater, isn't flooded. and they did that pretty well. The surviving members, along with their captain, are trying to make it to another station, and then make it, which is about a kilometer away or a mile away. They have to go through the water, and then they are attacked by. After they initially find a dead body from survivors, and from one of the pods that is actually, that's what I meant by survivors, and they are attacked by this creature that they have never seen before. So apparently the whole point is that they've been drilling where they're not supposed to go, and because of that they actually get into trouble because they run into these creatures which mankind has never seen before. They are pretty humanoid, and they float throughout. They float very easily, and they attack you. They can kill you. They can eat you. So all that is that feeling of being trapped underwater is imitated. In fact, there were a couple of times where I actually felt like this kind of like suffocation almost, for lack of better word. The death scenes are pretty good in a couple of cases. The first guy to kill off, and it was a black guy who had got killed off. There's a crack in his helmet, so when they open up the area, the whatever descending thing, that the elevator went to go out, and the pressure blasts his brains out. He explodes. Same thing happens to T.J. Miller's character as well, when the creature grabs onto him and pulls him out. The captain gets killed as well, and then finally it's down to the three people, including Kristen Stewart. And I pretty much like this actress. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else before. Her name is Jessica Henwick, and she is a British actress of I think mixed race. She's probably got English and Chinese heritage, and I think she did a pretty convincing role as well, along with the actor John Gallagher Jr., who plays Liam Smith, the engineer of the Kepler station. I'm not going to spoil what happens in the end, but like I've already mentioned, a couple of death scenes, and it's the three people who remain, and you have to check the movie out to see who actually survives. I wasn't actually planning on telling you about who actually dies, but that's just slipped my mind, and I blurted it out. Anyhow, the most interesting fact of the movie, and I was trying to find out if they actually did mean that, is this huge creature that comes up. It's pretty huge. It's a gigantic creature that reminds me of Cthulhu. Cthulhu. I don't know how you exactly pronounce it, but I'm going to say Cthulhu, from H.P. Lovecraft's creation. And I wonder if that's what they mean, because all these creatures go and they kind of transported from one place to another by grabbing onto this particular giant creature. He's huge. And when I say huge, 20 feet, 30 feet, probably 50 feet or something. And the crew, the three remaining people need to escape in escape pods before they are the last remaining station, which is trying to find out the name of that. The Shepherd Station. Sorry, not Shepherd Station. Alright, some kind of station. How about the name? Before that explodes. And I think those final scenes were actually pretty good. Although there were a few times I couldn't actually see that well because of the way it's underwater, it's dark. Most of the light is from their suits and these creatures. Towards the end, it does get much better. So there's no explanation of where these creatures are from, whether they, because of the drilling, there was a rift, and from, maybe like a layer of earth, there's a separate environment under that, but they do kind of stick on to this point that mankind has been drilling where they're not supposed to be drilling. They're not supposed to be that deep underwater. They don't belong there. Those kind of messages are strongly, emphasized during this movie. But yeah, the ending I think was kind of predictive. I was expecting this towards the probably towards the half of the movie. I knew this is what was going to happen, and I would say I was satisfactorily entertained by the movie. It isn't something that's mind blowing, but it's kind of like a run-of-the-mill alien, or I would say creature feature kind of thing. But it reminds me a lot about alien creatures. So yeah, watch it. I don't think it is that bad. I know it's a box office bomb. I would give this movie a 7 out of 10. It sufficiently entertained me. So take it or don't watch it. That's completely up to you. But I would give it a mild recommend. 7 out of 10 isn't that bad. Like I said, an hour and I think 40 minutes or so, and they managed to pack in a lot of action, a lot of scenes in those an hour and 40 minutes. So take care, guys. I think it's a mild recommend from me. Good night.